I love words, I love language, and I want them to be more than just words, but we've talked about inclusivity, we've talked about transparency, being able to be flexible. So even when we think we have really effective interventions, that we still have to be able to adapt and adjust to what we actually find. And then a word that often challenges me, which is accountability, because it gets used in so many different ways and contexts. And even for people who are not necessarily advocating for peace, they speak to accountability. So I think it's really important to attach lots of other values to it in order for it to be what we want to see. But to respond to the question about the importance of multilateralism, and from a citizen's perspective, is that it needs to be a verb. Right? It actually needs to be a verb. It needs to be action. It needs to be a doable thing. And that I think, when I think about people and ordinary citizens, and how they view the work of the United Nations, is how does it impact my lived experience? How does it impact my life? And so that's when I think it's really important in this moment, in these times that we're in, that multilateralism becomes something that is actionable in ways that people can see it, that come off of a page. The other thing that I think is really important when I think about the role of the United Nations in these times, is that we are seeing shrinking civil space around the globe. And that, again, I don't work for the United Nations, but I do believe that if in order to be as effective and relevant as possible, then there is across the globe this pressure to shrink civil space, for citizens to be able to have a voice, for elections to be true. And so I think that there's a voice for that. And then, finally, I would say the pathways or the access to justice. I am also intrigued, working for an organization that has a focus on nonviolence, safety, protection. We ask ourselves all the time, well, but who is being protected, right? Is everyone being kept safe? Does everyone have access to justice? And I think that is when we stop asking ourselves that question, then we're not the right ones for the job.